Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Quakers and the Hornets. Lynchburg taking the first game 4-1 in a late rally in the 6th inning where they scored 3 runs. It was 1-1 to start that contest. For Lynchburg, the only change in the field and in the batting order will be Angela Sparandeo in between, or in the circle, I should say. Sparandeo making her 12th appearance of the season, her 7th game started. She's got a 1-4 record this year. So starting things off for Guilford will be Kylie Richardson. Richardson playing the catcher position and hits one to shortstop. Hugate there for the throw, and out number 1 on the board. More about Sparandeo. 25 2/3 innings pitched with 37 hits, 18 runs, 10 of those earned, 6 walks, 12 strikeouts, and she's given up 8 doubles this year. First pitch sent out to left field on a grounder, and that was Miss Caitlin Ray and her first plate appearance of game number 2, and actually her first hit of the day as well. I beg your pardon, that is her second hit. She was had a sac bunt, a single, and flew out to first base in game number 1. Meanwhile, Allie Morales, an RBI single and a pop out to left and a ground out to short in game number 1. She's at the plate now. Popped up out of play into foul territory. One of 2 series going on today in the ODAC softball tournament, the other being Virginia Wesleyan hosting Shenandoah. The Marlins taking game 1, 8-0. As this one is scooped up by Hugate, gets the force out at second, and 2 outs on the board for Lynchburg's defense. Casey Bunting's turn at the plate for Guilford. First pitch, grounder to Cundiff, throw to first in time, and the Hornets escape with just giving up 1 hit. It's scoreless going to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first, top of the order, Lexi Powell for the Hornets. First pitch, sends it down the left base side. Left base, don't even know what that is. Left field line, and it's foul. Wise decision for Coach Shores and the Quakers to keep McNeil out there in between the pitching circle. They did not do that in Game 2 of this series on April 21st, and Lynchburg pummeled the Quakers 12-2 in 5 innings. Lexi Powell, second pitch, this time straightens it out and continues a stellar day for herself. Did not start that way in game number 1. She struck out, but then followed that up, grounding out and then a bunt to first, and eventually becoming one of those 3 runs in the 6th. Stellar season nonetheless, even if those aren't great numbers from the first game, but a great way to start game 2. Hugate, Kayla Hugate that is, at the plate now, takes the first pitch for a called strike. Hugate with a single, reaching on an error, and a run in game 1, and now she will reach on a bunt. Potentially the final ODAC tournament for number 12. So of course wanting to make good on her at-bats, and does so to start the second game. And now we're going to see Carly Cundiff. You know, this Lynchburg team certainly has underwhelmed in their minds as far as what they're used to and what they think they're capable of. But man, when you look down this batting order, the youth movement on this team is incredible. And it starts with Cundiff. It really starts with Powell, obviously at the top of the order with being a freshman. But you're looking at Cundiff, Hodges, Hackett, Tully. Olivia Herman's coming back for her senior year next year. I mean, it's a stellar cast as Cundiff proves me right with a line drive shot to center. Here comes Powell home, and the Hornets start the game with the run, and now that ball getting past Richardson means the runners will move to second and third. Coach Simmons fired up as she should be, especially considering the youth of this team, and it's being on the forefront of Lynchburg's success right now. Cundiff turning that into a double. And it's bringing up Bree Hodges, the team leader in RBIs. Hodges fourth in the lineup. Sac fly in the first game, as well as a single. McNeil missing up high on that pitch, and a 1-1 count. So just as they did in game number 1, Lynchburg scoring in the first inning, but this time the run coming with nobody out. And they still have plenty of runs on the bases. As it becomes a 1-2 count to Hodges. That one misses low, so it's a 2-2 count with 2 runners on in scoring position. And a high flyer deep to center field off the wall. Hodges will turn 1 as 2 runs come in. A 2-run double for Bree Hodges. .32 RBIs now for Hodges, and the Hornets, just as they did in that series back on April 21st, they jettisoned that momentum from game 1 into game 2, and here they are up by 3 in the first inning after only winning by 3 in game 1, giving themselves some early insurance in what they hope to be the second and final game of this round. If Guilford can come back and force a game 3, it will be tomorrow. It's a noon start time tomorrow, if necessary. At the moment, doesn't look to be a necessity as that one comes off the end of the bat and misplayed at second. The throw still, no, it's not in time. Caitlin Ray ready to throw it before she grabbed the ball firmly in her hand. And so it moves Hodges over to third, and Herman reaching on an error. Guilford had 2 errors in total during game 1, already 2 in this first inning. And Kaylee Hackett at the plate, no slouch for Lynchburg. Routine day in the field in game 1. At the plate, she was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Runner going to second. Easy stolen base for the Hornets. They now have 4 between games 1 and so far in game 2. They had 7 combined stolen bases in that 2-game series on April 21st. A bloop shot to right that's going to be foul. And make it a 1-2 count with nobody out still. This one pops up to shallow left in foul territory, making the catch. Here's a throw home on a tag. Hodges sliding and will be safe for a sac fly given to Hackett. And Lynchburg goes up 4 runs to none. Herman moves over to third. And just 1 out on the board. Sophie Tully will step in next against McNeil, who faltered late in the first game, and it has continued, unfortunately for her, into game 2. Tully was 0 for 2 in game 1. Grounded out to short and second base. Hoping to straighten it out, perhaps. Split short and second. Waited on that one, went for it, foul tip, and it's 0-2 for Tully. Four runs on 4 hits for Lynchburg. 2 errors going against the Quakers right now. One-two count, popped up shallow, short, and the catch is made by Allcamp. And so there are 2 outs on the board now. And Grace Dooley will step in for the first time. 2 at-bats in game 1, flew out to right, grounded out to first. Ashley Haley on deck for the Hornets. She had a stellar game 1. We'll talk more about her when she comes up for her first at bat. Meanwhile, Dooley awaits the pitch from McNeil. And now is ahead in the count 2-0. McNeil responds with a strike. 2-1 pitch on the way, and a changeup, the breaking ball rather, drops in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner 60 feet away for Gracie Dooley. And now we've got a full count situation. Still in the first inning of play. And strike 3 looking for Dooley. but not before Lynchburg can put 4 on the board. They've scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings combined between game 1 and game 2. They're in control going to inning number 2. Ready for the top of the 2nd inning. Guilford trailing 4-0. And starting off with their pitcher in both games 1 and now 2, Katie McNeil. First pitch lifted to right, caught by Powell, 1 down. First pitch taken by Grace Callis. Sparandeo delivers. Callis makes contact but fouls it away. Callis was 2 for 3 in game 1. 2 singles and then tagged out in the 7th on a great double play by Ashley Haley. This time, Callis turns on it and sends it foul. So behind in the count 1-2 with 1 out. Contact made. Cundiff is there. Throw to first in time for out number 2. And next up for Guilford, Faith Fennell, playing first base. And taking pitch number 1 for a ball. Fennell 0 for 2 before being pinch hit for. Unfortunately, her pinch hitter didn't fare any better as Fennell keeps it in play. Haley has to recover. Throw is still there in time. So Ashley Haley continues some great play in the field. Lynchburg puts them up and puts them down. It's 4-0 going to the bottom of the 2nd. Ready for the bottom of the second. Lynchburg going almost all the way through the batting order in the first inning, except for this lady right here, Ashley Haley, batting ninth in the order and looking to continue a great day at the plate. She's made some great plays in the field. She bunted on twice in the first game. Was thrown out on a stealing attempt, but then a part of that great sixth inning for Lynchburg, she bunted on, eventually came around to be the first of 3 runs scored. And takes that pitch from our new pitcher for the Quakers, Abigail Rowell. 5.31 ERA, 4.6 record this year. This is her 13th appearance. Has 4 complete games, won't get that today. Also has 1 save. She has given up 77 hits, the most on the team. Just 10 strikeouts and 13 walks. Fires back with a strike there, so it's a 3-2 count. First batter for Rowell, first at bat for Haley. Grounds over to Morales, and the throw's in time. Textbook work for Rowell and her teammates. Top of the order now for Lynchburg, Lexi Powell, who was the catalyst for that 4-run first inning. Had a single to get on the base, and eventually brought in by Carly Cundiff. And she'll send it right back where it came from, splitting short and second into the outfield for yet another hit. And quickly, just like that, Kayla Hugate will step in for her second plate appearance. Bunted on in the first inning. Powell going down to second. Here's the throw in time, but not able to get the tag before Powell's feet touch the bag. First stolen base of the day for Powell. That is her 8th of the season. She now leads the team in that category. As Hugate puts on another slap bunt. This time, though, it rolls foul. And it's an 0-2 count with 1 out and 1 runner in scoring position in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Lynchburg leading 1-0 in the series after a 4-1 victory in Game 1. And propelling them to a great start here in Game 2. Looking to win all 4 matchups with the Quakers here in 2021. Line driver to Fennell, throw to second is there. What a play from Faith Fennell on the double play. The throw down to second was in time before Powell got back, and we are done. The top of the third. Great defensive play so far that we've seen. We look forward to the rest of the action coming up next. Two innings gone by in game number 2 of this 3-game series. Lynchburg leads it 4-0. We apologize for the technical issues with our score bug. We are fixing that right now. Meanwhile, first pitch sent to short, throws in time, out number 1 on the first at bat of game 2 for Jesse Beck. First time today we will see number 1 for the Quakers, Kylie Duarte, freshman from Corona, California. Just as she did in game 2 of that series on April 21st, coming in to bat in the 9th position of the order. Duarte making her 8th at bat, and it's an easy tag for Tully for out number 2. And we go to the top of the order, Kylie Richardson, your catcher from Harriman, Tennessee, the only Volunteer State native on the squad. As you might expect, being one of the few D3 schools in North Carolina, most of the team is from that state. 26 total players, 21 are from the northernmost Carolina. Richardson grounded out to short in her first at bat. Takes the first pitch down the left field line for a foul ball. It's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Looks like we've got our score bug situation figured out, so that's good. Sparandeo delivers. It just stays low, though, in the zone. As a little bit of a breeze picks up. Coming in out of right field. And this is going to go out to shallow center. Powell runs over to it, makes the catch for out number 3. Bottom of the 3rd, next. Woohoo! Lynchburg ready for some more offense as they gear up for the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Carly Cundiff at her 2nd plate appearance of game 2, taking the first pitch that she sees from Abigail Rowell, who has stepped in for Katie McNeil here in the 2nd stanza of this 3-game series. It's an 0-1, now a 1-1 count to Cundiff. RBI double for Cundiff in the 1st inning. Three of the 4 runs earned for the Hornets so far. Hers was one of those, of course. 2-1 delivery, popped up into the stands. Almost a great catch by one of the fans who technically aren't supposed to be here. 2-2, hard grounder, scooped up by Allcamp. Throw is in time. What a stretch by Fennell at first. That hurt me a little bit. That's why I played third, not first. Can't stretch out like that. Bree Hodges second at bat. First pitch fouled away. 2 RBI double for Hodges in the first inning. Eventually came around to be the fourth and final run of the first. Rowell rocks the rubber, delivers, and misses low in the zone for ball 1. And a bouncer picked up by Allcamp, and just like that, Sarah Allcamp doing all she can to help out the Quakers. And now have 2 outs on the board with Olivia Herman coming up next. The junior reached on an error in the first inning, also had a stolen base in that first stanza as well. Foul ball. Two 2-1 count with 2 outs to Olivia Herman, the junior catcher. Looking back at Rowell, who pitches. Herman chops it. Allcamp is there, and Allcamp is responsible for all 3 outs. Pen down. Bottom of the third is over. Top of the fourth is next. Yeah. First pitch of the fourth inning is a ball to Caitlin Ray, her second plate appearance of game 2. Had a single in the first inning. One pitch on the way and popped up to right field, caught by Powell. 1-2 count with 1 out to Ali Morales. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. And lets that one find some moonfield dirt for a 2-2 count. Sparandeo. Bouncer to Cundiff. Hugate there for the backup, but it will be Morales standing up at first. And that is, I'm waiting for the big board to register what it is, whether it's going to be an error or a hit. Looks like it is a fielding error for Cundiff. So now you're looking at Casey Bunting ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Herman chatting with Sparandeo. One-oh delivery on the way. Hard shot to left field. That will push Morales over to second. And Bunting helping out the Guilford Quakers cause with her first hit of game 2. And I believe that's her first hit today. Let's go back and look, shall we? It is. She's been on the base path before, but it was a fielder's choice moment. And now she'll leave. Bunting is pinch run for by number 6, Abby Hill. Sophomore from Lexington, North Carolina. Was a pinch hitter in game 1. Now out there at first for her wheels. And I'm trying to see who is taking the place of Katie McNeil in the batting order for the Quakers. It looks like it's number 10, Katie Griswold, junior from Davidson, North Carolina. Griswold, if memory serves me right, did not play in that series back on the 21st of April. So making her first appearance against Lynchburg this season. This is her 28th at bat. Has 8 hits and 2 RBIs with a .296 batting average. And now looking at a 1-2 count with 1 out and 2 runners on. Morales at second and Hill at first. And this popped up to right. Lexi Powell there again. Sure-handed play. Throw to third just to be safe. And 2 outs with still 2 runners stranded at first and second. Grace Callis will step up to the plate for the second time today. Grounded out to third in the second inning. And might do the same thing here. She does. Great job by Tully to keep her foot on the bag. And the Hornets survive their first adversity test on the defensive end here in game 2. It's 4-0, bottom of the 4th, next on LHSN. Ready for the bottom of the fourth inning. Lynchburg in control, 4-0. Just as we had in the first game, one or both teams in that instance scoring in the first inning, and then we went scoreless for the meat of the sandwich, and before Lynchburg scored 3 in the sixth for a 4-1 victory in game one. First pitch fouled away by Kaylee Hackett in her second plate appearance. Had a sac fly in the first inning. Abigail Rowell still in the pitching circle. One count to Hackett. Rowell takes a little bit more time before she pitches than McNeil did, so they've slowed down considerably here in game two. If you missed anything in game one, it's probably because of how fast it went by. We had gone through 5.5 innings by 55 minutes played as Hackett sends one over the top of the outstretched arms of Ray. And a good throw into second will keep Hackett at first. Nice start to the inning for the Hornets. Sophie Tully's turn. Popped up to short in her first at bat. Now has some runners to move. She plays down the bunt. And the sac bunt will move Hackett to second base. Next up for Lynchburg, Gracie Dooley, a strikeout victim in the first inning. One out, runner at second. Rowell delivers, Dooley awaits, and lets it drop outside the zone for ball one. Next pitch misses outside as well. Two-0 delivery sent out to right center, and it will land fair against the wall. One run will score, an RBI double for Gracie Dooley. How about that for a response after a strikeout? One out. And bottom of the lineup now, Ashley Haley. Grounded out to third in her first at bat. Bounces one to short. Allcamp's throw in time. Meanwhile, going to third is Dooley, and she is there in time as well. So the out counts at first, and Dooley will be 60 feet away from being the sixth run of the day for Lynchburg. Now we go to the top of the order to a lady who's having a great game too, Lexi Powell. And lifts one to left center, and it's center that's making the catch. Lynchburg adds one to their total. They lead it 5-0 after 4. You're watching the 2021 ODAC softball tournament on LHSN. 5-0 game here in game 2 of this 3-game series. Lynchburg leads the series 1-0, leading game 2 5-0 over the Guilford College Quakers, who have not enjoyed their time at Moon Field since 2003. This being the 40th meeting since then, as a great catch is made by Kayla Hugate on the line driver off the end of the bat of Faith Fennell. Lynchburg has made some really good plays defensively to back up their offensive prowess. Sparandeo with the first pitch strike. Just to add to my point about the Quakers' lack of success since 2003, they're 5 and 15 here at Moon Field. That including the 2-game sweep by Lynchburg earlier this season. So now 5 and 16 after losing game 1. This one fouled away, so it is a 1-2 count with 1 out for Jessica Beck. Senior awaits the pitch, sends it down third base. Cundiff is there, and Tully holds on for out 2. Kylie Duarte, in her second plate appearance of the day, takes the first pitch for a strike. Sparandeo has had a very solid performance in the pitching circle today. Right now, 4 2/3 innings pitched, just 2 hits given up. No strikeouts, no walks, no runs. Very vanilla type of performance, but that'll work to your advantage in this sport. 0-2 delivery on the way. And Duarte pokes it back to Sparandeo. Lob to first is in time. And the Hornets put the Quakers 3 up and 3 down. They are in control going to the bottom of the 5th, leading it by 5 on LHSN. Ready for the bottom of the 5th inning at Moon Field on the campus of University of Lynchburg. Joe Hutzler narrating our journey together today and what Lynchburg hopes to be the only day of this series. Best of 3 with the 3rd game, if necessary, tomorrow. Two of the 4 ODAC teams in play today, as Hugate takes a second pitch that misses for a ball 2. The other being Shenandoah and Virginia Wesleyan. The Marlins defeating the other Hornets 8-0 in game 1 and lead Shenandoah 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th currently. That time Rowell answering with a strike, so it's a 2-1 count to start the bottom of the 5th. Hugate 0 for 2. And this one is going to go foul just to the right of first base.
Yeah, but everybody that I talk to, I don't say nothing. They telling me there was a man involved. It was a sex tape. That's what it is.
I'll have to ask that gentleman to leave the microphone area soon. 2-2, poke down to third. Morales scoops, throws in time. And one out on the board.
I called Pastor High. I asked him, did anyone on the bag? He said, well, you know it had to be something pretty bad. They said white.
Really?
You know, it was coming over, so white went over the last. Stopped the service, called for a meeting, and dismissed it.
Carly Cundiff up now. 1 for 2 with an RBI. Stepping up with nobody on and one out. Rowell delivers. Cundiff sends it straight, and Allcamp with a great play. Does it get there? No. I believe the ball was in time, but it just rolled out of the glove of Fennell. Sarah Allcamp has played tremendously in the field today. Just didn't work out for her that time. It will count as a hit for Cundiff, so it's her second of the day. 8th hit for the Hornets here in Game 2. They had 5 in Game 1. And this one is chopped by Hodges. Throw to second. Not going to be in time. Everyone's safe with one out. And it looks like Coach Simmons is going to make a change at the plate. Herman was due up next. It looks like we're going to go. It's hard to see from this distance. Apologies. .14. So it'll be number 14 for Lynchburg, Cassie Powell. Her 13th at-bat of the season. Looking for her first RBI. She's got a good chance to do it. With a runner at second. First pitch, pops it up, and it's just out of reach for Richardson. Right into the lap of the Lynchburg fans. A 0-1 pitch from Rowell to Cassie Powell. And it's a 1-1 count with one out and 2 runners on. Powell, a member of the LHSN crew, helping out last night at the ODAC Track and Field Championships. Fouls this one off, 1-2. She's got terrible luck when signing up to work track. She did it 2 weeks ago at that meet and then last night, and both times she gets stuck with a 10,000 K, which is combined between men's and women's about an hour and 10 minutes worth of running through 2 events, which is absolutely crazy. As the umpire in the field says that Powell did not go around. Cassie worked through it. We both did. I was directing, so we got through it together. And it was a successful event for Lynchburg. They won both, the men and the women, 10K. Frank Sorba for the men, Stephanie Burnett for the women. Fantastic run by Burnett. Definitely suggests that if nothing else, you just go back to that link and go to the last race and check out the last 2 laps. It was phenomenal stuff. Still 2-2 on this at bat for Cassie Powell with 1 out and 2 runners on. Lynchburg up 5-0 thanks to a 4-run first inning. Trying to sweep the Quakers for the second time this year. This would move them on to the semifinal series on Wednesday, most likely at Emory and Henry, unless Ferrum College can pull off the miracle against the Wasps. Powell pops it to center, catch is made, runners stay, and 2 outs go up on the big board in the outfield. LHSN crew has some men's lacrosse to do tonight. Number 4 Lynchburg versus number 13 Hampton-Sydney in the final regular season game of the season. Then tomorrow, 2 baseball games at Fox Field against Bridgewater. as well as some more ODAC track and field championships. The final day for those runners, throwers, and jumpers. All of that here on LHSN, except for the men's lacrosse game tonight, which is on the Lacrosse Sports Network. You can find the link for that on the men's lacrosse schedule page. 0-1 count here for Hackett. Make it 0-2 as Rowell tries to get out of a jam. 2 runners on. There have been 2 runners on since no outs. Hackett fouls that one into fan territory, and it bounces down into the creek that flows behind home plate. Not directly behind, of course. It's not a moat. Look out. That one off the ankles of some of the assistant coaches in the dugout for Lynchburg. Coach Jennings, Coach Chitwood,
What's going on there,
closest
Dr.
by.
Matt? I'm calling you to be nosy. I'm up here in Lynchburg, Virginia, working.
So remains an 0-2 count with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Home plate umpire needs some extra balls from the players that ran him down in foul territory, so a little pause in the action. This game going much more normal speed than the first. We started at 1, we were finished at 2:15 in the first game. So we began this one about 2:50. Apologies for those that were expecting to start at 3. And you missed the first 15 minutes, but the YouTube broadcasts are on DVR mode, so you can scroll back anytime you want and see whatever you want. You can basically be your own replay operator. Don't need it this time around. We've got one of our own in the trailer here along the first baseline, down in the corner near the foul pole. As that one is low in the dirt for ball 1. Rowell in the circle. Hackett in the box. Cundiff at second, Hodges at first. Here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. Popped up, and it's just out of play. Rowell awaits, rocks the rubber and delivers. And a line driver in the right field. They're going to send Cundiff home, and she'll be there safely for run number 6. Sliding into third is Hodges. Nice RBI single from Kaylee Hackett. And Coach Simmons will make another change in the batter's box. Maya Lyburn, just her third game played, third appearance, will step up next for Lynchburg as Hackett slides into second for an easy stolen base. Lynchburg now with 7 combined stolen bases in game 1 and game 2. A lot of those coming late in game 1. They're just free passes on first and third situations. 6-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Runners at second and third for Lyburn. No RBIs yet. She has been on base due to a hit by a pitch. And in control right now, 2-1 in the count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Rowell. Lyburn, hard shot. It's scooped up by Ray. Throw is in time. What a play by number 2 after great contact from Lyburn. Lynchburg puts one more on the board. They lead it 6-0 going to the top of the 6th frame. Lynchburg in firm control of the action today, at least late in game 1 when they made it a 4-1 victory, scoring 3 runs in the 6th inning. Here we are in the top of the 6th with Lynchburg leading 6-0, thanks in large part to a 4-run first inning. Our first batter of the day in now at the plate, Kylie Richardson. And ahead in the count 2-0 to Angela Sparandeo, who most likely will go all the way for the complete game. Sparandeo behind in the count 3-0. First time that's happened in game 2. And there's the first walk of the contest for either team. And it puts Richardson over at first. With Caitlin Ray stepping up and sends it right back. It's caught by Dooley. Great pop and a nervous moment for Lynchburg fans. Dooley, calm, cool, and collected, out number 1. He also keeps Richardson at first base. Allie Morales has reached base twice. Fielder's choice in the first and on an error in the second. I beg your pardon, in the 4th, her second at bat. Hasn't made it past second base yet. Contact caught by Hugh Gates and 2 outs for Lynchburg. Casey Bunting will step up for the 3rd time, and Coach Simmons wants to talk things over with Sparandeo as some players go down to the bullpen. So Coach Simmons and her staff are going to get some other pitchers warmed up just in case. I think Sparandeo can certainly take it the rest of the way, but the Quakers have made more contacts against her here in this early part of the 6th than they have most of the game. So a reasonable chance to mull things over and give the relief pitcher some time to get out there and start warming up. Meanwhile, it's Bunting at the plate and takes the first pitch for a ball. Bunting 1 for 2 in game 2. Ground out in a single. Here's a grounder. Cundiff recovers. Throw is there. Great stop, staying with it. Carly Cundiff, the Hornets still in control. 6-0 going to the bottom of the 6th frame. Ready for the bottom of the 6th here from Moonfield. Happy to have you along here on LHSN. It has been a whirlwind of a spring semester, but we are just about finished up. We've got two more teams in regular season action, baseball and men's lacrosse. Men's lacrosse finishing up tomorrow. Goodness gracious. Tonight, baseball tomorrow. You know what? I'm just going to talk about softball. I'm not going to try to talk about other teams. I'm just getting my mind all mushed up. Gracie Dooley at the plate behind 0-2. RBI double for Dooley in the 4th inning. And lets that one fall in the outside zone for ball 1. Nine hits for Lynchburg here in Game 2. They just catapulted the success of their late game heroics in Game 1 into the 1st inning of this one. They had 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th, held on for a 4-1 win. No need for a bottom of the 7th. And then here in the bottom of the 1st, 4 runs. And Dooley stopped by Allcamp. Here's the throw, scooped up by Fennell. Man, what a performance by the shortstop today for Guilford. Dueling infielders, if you will. Ashley Haley doing all the fantastic stuff in the field for Lynchburg in Game 1. Here in Game 2, it's been all about Sarah Allcamp, a senior out of Cary, North Carolina, at the shortstop position for the Quakers. As we get another pinch hitter for Lynchburg, Shay Allheit, senior hitting .300 this season. This will be her 11th at bat of the year. Has an RBI to her credit. Makes contact, bounces to Morales, throw to first, 2 outs on the board. And so we're back to the top of the order. It'll be the 4th at bat of this game for Lexi Powell. She is 2 for 3. Scooped up by Allcamp, who continues to impress. And the Quakers have one last chance to force a Game 3 tomorrow. 6-0 advantage for the Hornets. It will be Griswold, Callis, and Fennell up next for the Quakers. 2-0 count to Griswold in the top of the 7th inning. Lynchburg on top, 6-0. Trying to make quick work of the Quakers and then get ready for most likely the Wasps of Emory and Henry on Wednesday. Virginia Wesleyan, the only other top seed playing today. They're on top of Shenandoah 3-0 in Game 2 after an 8-0 win in Game 1. This one chopped foul. Griswold flew out to right field in her first at bat. And this one is a grounder from short to first and 1 out on the board. Sparandeo rocks the rubber and delivers to Callis. It comes right back to Sparandeo. What a play. Heads up moment for her. Literally had to keep it up so she could make that catch. Look at that again. Nice snag from Sparandeo. 1 out away from a postseason win. Faith Fennell, the last chance for the Quakers. Pops one deep, wind underneath of it, clangs off the wall. Fennell going to second. Here's the throw in time and safe as Fennell, sliding around the tag from Hugate, who is very, very beside herself, wondering how in the world did I miss that? How did you miss me making that tag? But he's stating that Fennell did slide around the tag of Hugate. Coach Simmons wants the umpires to talk about it. No surprise that the call remains the same. Good look at it on the replay there. Looks like she may have just missed the tag, so we'll give the umpire the credit on that one. And so the Quakers will survive for at least one more batter. Jesse Beck at the plate. Trying to bring Fennell in. This may help. It's going to be a bouncer that duly scoops in. And the Quakers stay alive with a single by Jesse Beck. And putting Fennell just 60 feet away. Next up, Kylie Duarte. I think the good time to talk things over, especially with Sparandeo, kind of get her to laugh a little bit. Not take it too serious. Like many of us, I'm sure she thought after she made that tremendous line drive catch that the next batter would be the end. Faith Fennell had other ideas. And so we remain on. Not ready to shut down just yet. Duarte slaps one down the first base line. There's the tag, and that'll do it. The Hive has spoken, and the Hornets take down the Quakers in both games this afternoon. This one by a final of 6-0, and they move on to the semifinal series in the middle of this week. We will await the official word, but we will likely see the Hornets head to Emory and Henry for the second time in 2 weeks as they battle the Wasps, the number 2 seed in the tournament. They will begin their first series tomorrow against Ferrum College at noon o'clock. That'll do it for us today from Moonfield. We've got more action for you on LHSN. You just need to check out the channel to see all the links and times for those broadcasts. We hope you tune in to more of the action at University of Lynchburg. But until then, I'm Joe Hutzler signing off and reminding you It's a great day to be a Hornets, and we are one nation.